Oh, there we go. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? This is Melissa.
And Kristy.
Oh my gosh, why are you so low? And welcome to Two Sisters Podcast. So, guys, we are super excited. Well, I am, as you can tell, today because this is like our first live podcast or whatever. And so we just thought that we would come on and just do a live session just to, hit y'all up live and answer questions and just talk to you guys like we've done in the past. So we kind of enjoy the interaction, and so we just wanted to pop in here live for our podcast. So
we're on Facebook,
we're on everything,
YouTube,
we're on everything.
And Two we're Sisters testing podcast. Out StreamYard right now.
Yeah, so this is new, okay, for us. So we figuring things out. So we just want to start today. Our topics for today is when people don't meet your expectations. So I think that that's a great beginning live conversation to have, because I feel like we've all been disappointed. We've all done the disappointing, or we all didn't meet expectations that we thought we should have met, or we other people expected from us. And we are also on the other side of it when we are let down, if you will. So so that's what we're going to talk about today.
Being so proper right now. Oh my goodness! I'm trying. Go ahead on.
I am trying. Okay.
Then when you get to me,
yeah. Well, they know. All right. So that's our top topic for today. So. Mm-hmm. With that being said, I'm going to actually let Kristy kind of lead us out with it, just giving us her perspective on, or giving us examples, as real life examples where we can use, right?
Ain't got to tell all my business.
Oh my gosh.
You already got me telling my whole life story up in here. Okay, every episode I'm sharing, stuff that I didn't think I was going to share for the greater good of the people she tell me, okay? Because somebody can be helped by my story.
Okay. That's what we do.
And sooner, in a minute, I'm going to have all my business in the street.
Anyway.
I'm going to give you some real life examples. I tell you, boy. That's how you treat me. Okay, so I want to start off by saying, we have expectations for people regardless. We even have expectations for pets, okay? Dogs, wild animals. We expect things.
She's so extra.
Or mammals and people, humans to act a certain way. They could be a stranger, right?
Yeah.
So if someone cuts you off, they're not meeting your expectations because you're like, oh my gosh, that's so rude. Or somebody cuts you in line. This person's a stranger. They don't know you, mm-hmm, right? Mm-hmm. But you do not expect them to be rude. You have expectations of them, right? And so when this kind of really hit me was when our father passed away several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And why I got to slow down? Why I can't be myself?
You can. I'm just saying you're talking really fast. So
because I'm hyped. Okay, now I'm hyped up. You know what I'm saying? She trying to dim my light.
I am not dimming her light. I'm just saying.
Trying to dim my light. So I'm talking 1,000 miles a minute. Okay, let me get this out.
All right, get it out.
Okay. So when our father went on to glory, mm-hmm, all right,
mm-hmm,
is when kind of this concept really started to gel for me. And I don't know, I guess it was kind of a pessimistic type of view, because one of my coworkers at the time, we were talking about me being engaged at the time. And so she's like, oh, isn't your, man, your fiance, your husband to be your best friend? And I was like, no, no. And she's like, clutch the pearls.
Oh,
what? What do you mean? Your man, your mate, right? It's supposed to be your best friend. I'm like, yeah, they say that in books. They do. So what I went on to explain to her was, I, through that experience of healing and grieving, right? Grieving first, there were so many people in my life that I had expectations for that just disappointed me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And inside of that, like, I know people are supportive and they're going to be there for you as they know, but like in the alone time of that grief, I did a kind of, internal synopsis of what these people had done and how I was feeling about it. And then that kind of made me realize that I had these expectations on, my friends, my man, my coworkers,
your sister.
I had no expectations for you. You didn't mean we was going through the pain together, girl. We was going through the changes together. What you mean? Okay, that was excluded. Mama and Melissa were excluded in my list of expectations,
Okay.
right? I wasn't looking at them side eye like, what you say to me?
Oh, okay.
During this time, right? So in those moments of solitude, I was able to kind of like have a conversation with God, right? Like, listen, did you see what she said to me? Do you see what he did to me? Blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
In this, just horrific time. And circling back to what I told that coworker, how my man at the time was not my best friend, is the fact that I kind of learned to lean on God more so as far as humans are going to be humans, right? And
so it's more like a lesson you learned, though, right?
Yeah. Like, humans are humans.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter if they did horrible things to me during this time, no matter if they were fantastic to me during this time, ultimately, there are certain places within my soul, right? Like this deep, wrenching pain.
Yeah.
They can't reach.
Right.
Whether they best friend, bestie, man, lover, pastor, parent, sister, no one can reach you there at that spot, right?
Yeah.
So even though I was justified with, that's right.
Who said you were?
I said it.
How's she going to?
I said it. I felt that I was justified in my side eye to these certain people who was acting up. Okay. And I was. I was justified. However, ultimately, I also learned that I didn't say revenge. I said justified.
I know what you said.
All right, then don't sit up and try to tell me I can't judge the situation for myself. All right. So even though I was justified with feeling some type of way about how people were treating me in my grief, ultimately, I took those expectations off of them, after having a side conversation with the Lord, like, these people doing this, and this. And I'm supposed to be, comforted, supported during this time. And I don't feel that way for certain individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a justifiable feeling of disappointment that I feel like I have, right?
Yeah.
And then I learned that only God can go certain places with you. And when you look within yourself, then you have the capacity not to be so hard on others, because we're all living this life. We're all humans. And you just need to put that in the proper context and in the proper box.
So, but how do you know, or how can you say what's healthy? Like what's that? How do you make those parameters in a healthy way of how to measure that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? First of all, you use the word justify okay, yeah. So I agree with you as far as being justified, because it is your emotions and it is what you feel. So I understand that.
What I mean is right and wrong is wrong. Like, we ain't got to go too deep. We ain't got to get into semantics, right? Mm. But when people literally do a certain action,
yes,
it is wrong. Period. That's why we got laws.
But
right?
Laws.
Well, that's why we have laws.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the relationship between two people, whether that's your best friend, whether that's your man, whether that's your coworker.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm getting ahead of myself because I think that's where you coming in with your point.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
There's a certain level of right and wrong.
Yeah.
Or expectation, right?
Yeah.
For different situations. And so when I said that I felt justified in feeling slighted when these people, behaved in the manner that they did, that's what I mean.
Okay. But okay, so it's still, so like I said, I do agree with as far as how we feel. But however, at the same time, why are you smiling?
I'm listening.
Because however, at the same time, again, it's about also communicating your needs and what what you expect from that person, because at the end of the day, everybody experiences things differently and how they filter their emotions. It's emotional maturity. It's just, and grief. All right. Everybody grieves differently.
Absolutely.
Right. And so when we first did this title for as far as when people don't meet your expectations, I feel like, so there could be levels of the expectations in a way,
depending on your role in the person's life
and what's happening.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So you use the example of grief. I feel like that's a heavy kind of thing where people, honestly, no one really can explain or tell you how to get through or whatever. So I feel like sometimes your expectations can be a little bit higher because you are needing things that you really can't express what you need. Listen, it's my point of view now, right? Oh, okay. So it's like at the same time, like
your teeth is shining bright.
Ting. Okay.
Oh,
how you gonna
Colgate?
No, it's not. It's Aquafresh. So anyway, I just want to say, I'm trying to understand, or I want to be on the other side of what you're saying. So I get what you're saying. Okay. I'm just saying that I harp on most times that we all have to look and do a self-evaluation. So it is about, before you project, or I feel like it's projecting sometimes.
Yeah.
Your expectations on someone. First of all, it can be a complete stranger. All right. Or it can be the love that you made vows to or whatever. You have your own expectations through your own experiences, through your own, emotional maturity that you project on them and just expect them to have.
Lord knows we know that's not true.
Right.
We know everybody does not have the same level of emotional intelligence.
That is correct. So it's like, is it fair for you to, and I think that's what it's about communication. If you expect something and you just expect them to already have it and already know what to do without the communication, is that fair to just say that they didn't meet my expectations?
No.
Okay. And I do understand, though, at certain situations, you just have a level of you should be there kind of thing during the grieving process. Right. So when they don't, so it's like, so again, you're still, to me, judging a bit if they're not meeting or being in that place that you think they should be.
And that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, when the lesson learned was putting those expectations on human beings can be unfair. So regardless of whether they got it right, regardless of whether they got it wrong, either way, they're not my source. Okay. So if all of them just went, buck crazy, BUCK, it is what it is, because ultimately my source is God. Ultimately my peace is God, right? Ultimately my foundation is God. And so with the Going On to Glory, magazine #1, that was the lesson I learned. So I'm not saying that your husband can't be your best friend, your bestie can't be your best friend and be there for you. What I'm saying was my personal lesson was no matter who holds a place in my life, no matter what your title is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I have to have that personal relationship with God first to comfort me first, right?
Yeah.
And then if you have that great supportive husband, that great supportive sister, cousin, best friend, that is a bonus. Now, I am absolutely saying if you have a best friend and you label them a best friend and they're a good best friend, you got a good husband, you got a good wife, whatever that is, of course they're supposed to act accordingly, right? Those are expectations. Those are realistic expectations. Of course your mate is supposed to support you. I think what Melissa is saying is that support may look like something different based on the communication and the emotional intelligence of you both. Right?
Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying.
And so in my circumstance of why I said I was justified in giving side eyes and feeling disappointment with how I was treated by certain people is because those expectations were clearly communicated. Those expectations were done on my end to the other individual when they had a particular loss. So there's a level of, a level going to your side.
Go ahead.
There's a level of decency and respect when you hold a certain part or role in someone's life. So that's why I'm saying there is a justification there. And that's for any type of relationship. I'm okay with a certain level of judgment, which Melissa's labeling it as, where I feel justified in a lot of areas in my life. And you have to do that. Like, I feel like, as believers, sometimes we take this whole we don't judge thing too far.
There's a righteous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just like if somebody's mistreating you in a relationship, any type of relationship, whether it be your boss, your bestie, okay, somebody in the line, okay, you have to make that judgment call to see and level this like, wait a minute, is this justifiable? Is this treatment that I should be getting right now? No. Okay. Are we boycotting this relationship? Yes, we are. Bye.
Yes.
But so that's what I mean when I said I'm giving the side eye and I felt justified, because there are certain actions that this is not complicated. It's not. Now we get into the intrinsic parts of it,
yes,
and the emotional intelligence, yes. But when I'm talking about people wasn't acting up and they was acting up and they wasn't acting right, these are clear cut right and wrong things.
Okay. So
that's just one example, since you told me to tell my business.
Right.
And give real life examples. People.
Right. So again, like you said, your solution is that you basically found your source, or you got deeper into
because the source was always there,
into your faith to help you through, and you realize that only He can. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so what is it, or how would you? Or do you, okay, so my question would be, how would you remember, or how do you keep yourself from basically saving yourself from being disappointed because someone don't live up to or do as you expected, or you think they should do in expectation of whatever, like, you know what I mean? Like, so how is it that you would keep yourself from projecting your expectations on someone before you get to know who they are and accept them for who they are?
That's the lesson I learned, because I anchored on God. So when people trip, right?
Yeah.
I have to take myself back to.
Do a process. Like, you take yourself back to what? Like,
they're human. They're going to act up, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's two things that are simultaneously happening.
Right. Okay.
First, you're going to be shocked with the eyebrow up, like, I'm sorry, what did you just say to me?
Yeah.
Or what did you just do to me?
Mm-hmm.
Or, ma'am, sir. So that shock is going to come in, because you're going to realize that expectation you had of them acting normal, decent, emotionally intelligent, mature, they didn't crash and burned. Okay? So you get that shock, like, what? What just happened? What just happened here? Oh, look, right? You get that. And then your natural reaction is to buck up. Well,
that's her natural reaction.
And you want to be like, come at them with what you feel like is a justifiable response to their crazy, don't make no sense.
Oh boy.
Why did you do that? Why did you say that? Are you okay that? Right? Left, right? You talking to me?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so all that, I told you I got a bit of imagination. So all this goes down. And and then a second, right? And then the Holy Spirit rises up, taps me like, man,
right.
Please don't open your mouth right now. Because you're on your 1,000 you on right now. Please come down. Okay, please come down.
So you consult the Lord.
Yes, this is all I tell you happening simultaneously, right? Mm-hmm. These are the levels. You told me to break it down.
Yeah, break it down.
Break it down to how my mental process works. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you got people all up in my head. And she got to keep me on track.
And
so the Holy Spirit, works with me. I'm about to like, what? Who? And then I remember, okay, this person, number one, is showing you that they're different or either they're having a different moment.
Yeah.
Right. And that's okay because, the many lessons that I've learned is I know how I would react. My expectation of how they should have reacted. They showed me something different, but ultimately I can't jump into their body and make them, act accordingly, act according to meeting my expectations.
Yeah.
I can't make another human being, another dog, animal, mammal, dolphin, whale, wolf, wild animal.
We get it.
Oh, okay. All right.
You can't make them.
I can't make them or it act according to my expectation.
Correct.
Okay. Right? Mm-hmm. I'm not the master. Right? So I realized that, and then that kind of calms me down.
So you get them grace. Okay. So you help you. You help yourself, right?
I remember that God has given me grace and mercy and wisdom and knowledge. Okay.
So you yourself.
I currently, don't have a criminal record. I hope I never will.
Oh my God.
So all of this, okay, I ain't gonna put my life in jeopardy. All right. By wanting to buck up and actually bucking up. Okay.
All right. So you got sense. Okay. So what if they don't know any better? What if they don't know nobody?
Don't know nobody. Shout out to Brian Magazine. Told us a story years and years ago. All right.
Yeah,
I don't even know. You probably don't even know we still use that.
Right. So what if they don't know any better? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying by with grace. Like when people don't meet your expectations, my thing is like you said, yeah, we consult, we go to him.
You come back to yourself, which is your turn.
Yeah,
you find your way back to you.
I definitely will stop and evaluate myself and what I'm doing and what I'm thinking, and just kind of just remember, first of all, I answer to someone way higher than anybody else, like them, me, like, so I automatically check myself because of that. Like that keeps me from doing a lot of things. That stops my mind from going in a lot of different places as well. So it's like when people don't meet my expectation, then I have to check my disappointment. I have to check my disappointment, not who is causing or who I at the time emotionally feel like is causing my disappointment. I have to check why I am disappointed. Why did I expect that person to meet that expectation? So is it because I asked them to? Is it because I just automatically assume they should know? Is it because I'm asking myself these questions so I can deal with my emotions, deal with my thoughts towards them, because what I've learned, so she learned what she learned. She learned how to, gravitate more towards God. Mm-hmm. What I've learned is that I have to start with me, mm-hmm, and control myself, my temper, my anger, because I used to be, I was Like, okay.
I am not the real firecracker in this.
Yeah.
Okay?
So, but I am calmer. Like I've learned, that's what I'm saying. I've learned to look at me and decide like, okay, Melissa, are you going to black out for that? For what? And what reason? And honestly, why are you? What is the offense about? So I'm checking my heart, guys, because out of your heart flows the issues of life. So what's my issue with this? What is going on? Why am I thinking this way? Why am I feeling this way? Why was this person able to trigger this offense or this disappointment? Am I really disappointed at them? Am I really disappointed at the event of that occurred? Like, what is happening here? So for me, I had to like learn to navigate through my emotions. Like, what is happening? And then once I do that, then I realize, okay, wait. First of all, they may not like, that's where the grace come in for me for them. It's like, okay, maybe they don't even know no better. Maybe they just didn't see me, or maybe like whatever it is, I always try to go. She's laughing at me. I always try to go with the better possibility of what it is. But then if it's just straight up, and then from there, if it's just straight up, just hateration or just straight up evil, straight up maliciousness, straight up jealousy, straight up envy, straight up, okay, just straight up, then I will definitely, just take my step back and just make sure that my heart is right, that I believe my heart is right, that, and then just remove myself. Like once you show me who you are, like Maya Angelou say, once you show me who you are, I will believe you. I don't need you to keep convincing me, especially at this age. Like I don't need your help. So once you show me who you are, then I am going to remove myself from your toxicity. You will not infuse or infiltrate my life with your mess. Okay. So I move myself, and you don't ever, when I tell you I'm the cut off queen, I will cut you off. And if I ever known you for my whole life, you won't ever know I knew you. Okay. So I do, like, that's where my gangster still is. Like I have no problem cutting you up. I don't care who you are.
What do you mean when you say I don't need you? Like I don't need you in my life if you tripping type?
Yeah, like once you show me who you are, I am not going to continue to allow myself to stay there and receive that, because then I am setting myself up for failure. I'm going to keep being disappointed by your actions, by your words, by your maliciousness, by your envy, by your jealousy, by whatever it is. Yeah. I'm not going to do that, because being true to who I am, you may not know me and I don't know you, but I'm not coming to you with no harm intended, no foul intended, no maliciousness, no hatefulness, no nothing. I'm coming out of pure, genuine, authentic, like true kindness, help, whatever it is. I am not evil in my heart. So, and then that's what I'm saying. Like if sometimes that's why I give people the benefit of the doubt, because if they don't know any better, they wouldn't raise right. Like who raised you? That's a saying, which I agree with. Who raised you? Like when something happens and somebody do something, who raised him? Who raised her? Like what is going on up here? Like, so they may not know. So I give them, I give them the benefit of the doubt. But again, once they show me.
At what age?
Kristy, listen, people may not know. They may not have been raised by someone. Like, I
hope that deep side came through. Okay.
Anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. And that's what I mean. So when I coach and when I train these women, when I talk to them, that's what I tell them. Like, step back, remove yourself from the emotion and just evaluate and take a look at why. Because again, it's really, really, really you, like what's in your heart. Why did that disappoint you? Yes, I'm not saying that they didn't do anything to you. I'm not saying, as Kristy said, you're not justified. But you need to know why first. You need to make sure that reason is the reason and not you projecting your own insecurity, your own, frustration, your own whatever it is. Just make sure that it's truly them and it was done. And then you fix that situation. You correct that situation, like we've been saying in our podcast, in the previous podcast, you are not a slave to the relationship. You do not, that was Kristy. You don't have to stay where you're not appreciated and valued and treated like you're worth something. You, like I said before, if people are not calling you your name, your birth name, or your legal name, what's on your birth certificate, okay, like if they all outside of the box, just being disrespectful, why stay there? You are not a slave to that relationship. You can leave. Okay. I don't have the mic because usually I put my lips all on the microphone trying to make sure you hear me. Okay. So anyway. Anyway, she want to be a rapper so bad, y'all. So anyway, that's it. Do you have any closing remarks? I think I've done a lot of talking.
I feel like there's like a part 2, but
it's a part 2. Well, whatever.
I mean, there's so many things that we could have said that we haven't said.
Like what?
I'm gonna wrap this up because we only going on 32 minutes.
So all right. Well,
this was our first live. I think.
Yes. So exciting.
Tester for Two Sisters podcast. And
maybe we'll do one monthly. It's Clary's fault. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she don't agree, but we shall see.
What do you mean it's my fault? Oh wait, let me took myself off.
You said, "Boom!" In the room. Go back.
Yes, it is your fault, and I'm sticking to that story.
Yes, we would love to hear more videos, get more videos from you, and hear more of your wonderful, wonderful commentary, and get that insight.
That's her story, and she's sticking to it. Okay. So yeah, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. We hope you enjoyed. I had a good time talking live. I actually think I might like the live better than the recording, but I have a dual co-partner here, so who knows? She hasn't blinked yet.
You look great. We should definitely do more of these.
See?
Very soon. At least monthly.
At least, right? I agree. And usually she can get me to agree. Okay. But I like this. I like the interaction. So yeah, I think so, guys. So monthly it shall be.
Kristy's lipstick is popping too.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So thank you guys. We
just like and subscribe.
Yeah, Two Sisters Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Mm-hmm. Our website is twosisterspodcast.net. Mm-hmm. And we have what do we have? An app on Google Play. It's actually on Apple too. I just don't know how to tell you to get there. But everything is under Two Sisters Podcast. And so we'll see you soon.
And please subscribe to YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube.
We just launched your new YouTube page.
Yes. Subscribe, like the notification. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.